Hello everyone, welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at how do you write an equation when they give you a slope and a point. Today we're going to be looking at how to do this using the slope-intercept formula. There is another way to teach this using point slope. If you're interested in the point slope method, I will link that in the description below. Just a reminder, this is the full-length lesson, so we're going to go step by step with a bunch of examples. If you want the short version, where we go just through the main ideas pretty quickly, I will link that in the description as well. Lastly, before attempting this lesson, you should be familiar with how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions, or else have a calculator that can help you do that. You should know about slope-intercept already, and you should know how to solve one-step equations. If you need refreshers on any of those topics, I will link them in the description below. So here's our problem. Up the top here it says slope. A line has a slope of -5, and it goes through the point 1, -9. Write its equation in slope-intercept form. So step one, we're going to use this y equals mx plus b. Again, this is slope-intercept form. We've already seen this before, hopefully. Y equals mx plus b. And they gave us some info. So we know the slope is -5. Remember, there's an invisible multiplication sign here between these two. And they told us an x-coordinate, which is 1. They did not tell us the y-intercept, so that's still b. And they told us a y-coordinate of -9. And now we do -5 times 1, which is -5. And now we're trying to get b by itself, so we do +5 on both sides. Again, we should know how to solve these equations. And we get b equals -4. All right? So step one, we plugged in, we substituted. Done. Step two, solve for the y-intercept. That's what we just did, right? So we know that b is -4. All right, now step three, plug back into the slope-intercept formula. So now that we know the slope, because they gave that to us, right? The slope is -5. Remember, that's m. And we know the y-intercept now is -4. Now we can write our equation in slope-intercept because we have a slope and y-intercept. So we have y equals -5x minus 4, and this is our final answer. This is our final answer, okay? And that was step 3. We are done with the problem. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. All right, here is the work, and you should have ended up with y equals -2x minus 7. For the last problem, you should have ended up with y equals -1x minus 3. Also remember that normally you don't write the -1 in the front, so it would just be -x minus 3, final answer. All right, for this problem, something a little different. They tell us the slope is 0. So no problem, we're still going to set up the same way here. Put our slope here, our y-coordinate here, our x-coordinate here. So now we have -4 equals 0 times 9 plus b. 0 times anything is just 0. So now we have 0 plus b. Well, 0 plus anything is the anything, right? 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 10 is 10. So 0 plus b is just b. So this is b equals -4. And that actually makes it easier, right? We're done. Don't have to move anything. Don't have to really solve the equation. So now we have slope 0. We have b equals -4. When we plug into our slope-intercept formula, we get y equals 0x minus 4. 0x is just 0, so this is just saying y equals -4, and this is our final answer. All right, here's our cool clock for today. So it's time to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video. Try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. For the first problem, here's the work. You should have ended up with y equals -8. And for the second problem, here is the work, and you should have ended up with y equals +8. All right, for this last problem, we have some fractions. Okay, the good news is don't change the way you do the problem. It's just fractions. I know, fractions. So we're going to have 8 equals negative 3 over 5 times negative 11 plus b, which means now I have 8 equals 33 over 5 plus b. Again, you can do that fraction work in your head or on a calculator or by hand. I leave that up to you and or your teacher. And then we need to do minus 33 over 5 on both sides. So now we get b equals 7 over 5. And now we know our b, we know our slope was negative 3/5. So now we have y equals negative 3/5 x plus 7 over 5, and here is our final answer. All right, it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video, try these 2 problems on your own, and when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. You should have ended up with y equals 4/7 x minus 1 over 7. And for the second problem, here is the work. You should have ended up with y equals 1/2 x plus 4. And that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.